What is up, everyone? Golan here. I want to do something a little different. Currently on my Twitch channel on Tuesdays at 1 p.m., I am playing a Pokemon Leaf Green Nuzlocke challenge. I decided to turn it into a video. Since there is a lot of grinding for levels early in Leaf Green, I will skip some of the more boring parts. But rest assured, I will not take out anything of importance. Also, since this is done via livestream, I will be doing voiceover commentary for much of the video. The exception to that is when something happens that was directly involved by my Twitch chat. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so we all know the intro to Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. I mean, it's the same as Kanto, so it's no big story deal here. I was just going through naming my guy. Of course, I named him Golan. But with the Twitch chat wanted to name my rival. So this is actually what ended up happening. Alright, what should my rival's name be? Be Red? I'll make him Red. So I went with Red because the chat wanted to go Red. One of the guys that was in the chat thinks that he is Red with the way he battles and everything. He's got a high... He thinks he's real good at Pokemon, and as we've been playing this, he's realized that he's not as good as I am. But that's neither here nor there. So I went with that, and for those that don't know, when you start Fire Red, Leaf Green, or Red and Blue, you can actually go to your PC right here, and there is a potion in here that you can take out, which is very useful in case you come into issues with that, you know, the rival battle. And then I skipped ahead, obviously. But I skipped ahead to this because there was nothing, you know, nothing important. You just try to walk out and he pulls you here. But my chat didn't want me using Bulbasaur, which you're going to hear in a second. And this is what ended up happening because they didn't want me using Bulbasaur. So, yeah. All right. We're going to do something, okay? Since you don't want me to use Bulbasaur, and let's randomize this a little bit. Let me see how I'm going to do this. All right, so the way that I randomized it was 1 was in the middle, 2 was on the right, 3 was on the left, because my chat did not want me using Bulbasaur. So the chat ended up choosing number 2, which is what you're about to see. So you said 2. This is 2? You want me to wait? I can wait. I have no problem switching to someone else. Your funeral. Hey, this is Fire Red. I get Iron Tail for Brock, so I'll be all right. And because I'll be able to train like crazy through the Viridian Forest with this guy to get to Iron Tail. Alright. Alright, we're going to name him. I'm going to name him Firebutt. We good with that? Classy. I don't normally name my Pokemon, so I'm not good with names. But he's got a Firebutt, so I'm going to name him Firebutt. Now, I realize I never mentioned the rules to this Nuzlocke challenge, so here are the rules that I have been following. 1. The rival fight right after getting the starter does not count if I should lose. 2. I am only allowed to catch the first Pokemon encountered per route or location. In case of a duplicate Pokemon, I am allowed 6 attempts at getting a unique Pokemon. If there is no new Pokemon, the 6th encounter is my Pokemon for that route or location. The caves and buildings are considered one location. For example, Rock Tunnel. The exception to that is the Safari Zone. Each area in the Safari Zone, I am allowed to catch the first encounter Pokemon. In case of duplicates, the duplicate rule applies. 3. When a Pokemon faints, it may no longer be used and is to be released from my possession. 4. No rare candies may be used. 5. When all Pokemon in the current party are knocked out, resulting in a black or white out, the game is over. Now I went ahead and sped this next part up because, I mean, it's just him getting his Squirtle, and then the tutorial trainer fight with the rival, and we all know how it goes. It's just scratch, tail whip, scratch, scratch, scratch. Like, I didn't lose, and it didn't matter anyways, because like I said, even if I did lose, then I mean, I wouldn't start over. Like, it just wasn't a part of the challenge. So I didn't lose. I don't normally lose those, but that one was probably the easiest rival fight I ever had to deal with. Like, I barely took any damage because he kept using tail whip, and then he missed his scratch. So here I skipped ahead a little bit because I was doing my that task that you have to do to get Oak's parcel back to him. So you had to go to Viridian, go to the mart, and come back down. But I came across this Pidgey, And I was just talking about how I was worried about critical hits when this Pidgey hits a critical and almost takes me out on the second Pokemon I face. It was absolutely nuts. Everyone that was in the chat was excited that I was going to lose right away after I was bragging about how good of a trainer I was. And yeah, but luckily I had that potion from the computer, so it didn't affect me any. I was just scared I was going to lose that quickly. It was ridiculous. I couldn't believe it. But again, I skipped ahead because there was nothing of value. So what you're seeing now is me jumping ahead to after I get Pokeballs. So the whole time I was talking about how I'm gonna get a Pidgey, because my problem was I was running to Pidgey so much before I got Pokeballs that I was like, you know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna get a Rattata. And the chat was going back and forth about whether you call it Rattata or Rattata, and so we were calling it Rattata. And what ended up happening was the first Pokemon that we came into encounter with was a freaking Rattata. I couldn't believe it. I did not want it. But the benefit, though, was it does have Hyper Fang, so I mean, it's whatever. I'll take a Hyper Fang. Hyper Fang is a good move. I was like, I did not want this. The Pidgey is so much more valuable. But you do what you do with Nuzlocke, so you just kind of go with it. And it wasn't that big of a deal. I ended up, like, obviously I'm going to catch it. Like, I didn't have a choice. I needed a second Pokemon. And so I attempted to catch it. And it was worrying me because I was afraid I might have to use Scratch. I might have to use another Scratch. And I didn't want to use another Scratch because I didn't want to risk the critical. But it ended up working out because I didn't need another Scratch. I caught him. So the chat wanted me to call him Trash Rat. So yeah, that's what we did. We caught him, and we are giving him the nickname Trash Rat. So after we caught Trash Rat, we healed up, and then we decided to head over to Route 22, where we were going for our first encounter over here, which ended up being a Spearow, which I wasn't that disappointed in because now I got my bird. I really wanted a Pidgey, but having a Pidgey and a Spearow is kind of tough. So, and it was a level 5 Spearow, so that Rattata was not going to work. So I switched out Charmander and was just weakening him, and I lucked out because I weakened him to half with Ember, and I was kind of scared, but then he used Growl. So after he used Growl, I was able to weaken him with Scratch because he weakened that Growl, or he weakened it with Growl. So then we just went and tried catching him, and he was actually easier to catch than the Rattata, which works for me because that means it was a lot less effort and I wasn't on the edge of my seat. The one thing though is I forgot to name it. So as I'm going through here, I just realized that I was just going through and I was talking to the chat and didn't even think about it and just naturally hit B. Now I skipped ahead for the next part because I went ahead and went to Route 2 to go get my next Pokemon, which you can see is a Weedle. Now, I skipped ahead because there was nothing really entertaining. I came across another Rattata, and I was a duplicate, so I couldn't catch it. So the whole time, though, it's a Weedle. I'm worried about a poison sting, and I'm worried about being poisoned because I only got one antidote. And what happens? I get poisoned. Shocker, right? So it's no big deal. So I was a little worried, and so I was thinking about it, and I decided to just try to catch him, hope to get him on the first try. That way I can use the antidote, run back and heal some, and we should be good. And as luck would have it, he did end up staying in the ball the first time. Now, as far as naming it, well, the chat wanted to be a little funny, and so this is what happened. Naming Caterpie. Alright, and then if we go into Viridian Forest and I catch a Caterpie, I'm going to name him Weedle. Deal? I'm down for that. Once again, I skipped ahead to Viridian Forest because after I healed, I came back here and we needed another Pokemon. So we were hoping for Pikachu. That's what we wanted. So I came to the left. I have more luck catching from this little grass spot to the left here. I've got a better chance of catching Pikachu. At least that's how my luck has always been. And we were hoping for Pikachu, worried we were going to get a Metapod, and what ended up happening? We found ourselves a Caterpie. Now, I'm not disappointed in a Caterpie. I started with a Charmander. having a Butterfree with confusion and status effects would be massive. So I'm not disappointed. I was all for this Caterpie, but it's also a Caterpie. Like, I'd rather have a Pikachu. Pikachu's a little bit stronger early on. Now, Butterfree you end up not using. You know, after so long, it just doesn't really become that useful, especially once you start getting grass types. But we catch a Caterpie. We try to catch a Caterpie, sorry, but we do end up catching it. I mean, it's early on. It doesn't take hard. It's not hard to catch some of these Pokemon right now, you know. So we were going to name it, and we were going to name it Weedle because that's what they wanted to do. That was the deal. Well, they wanted to misspell Weedle, and so I was thinking of Weidel. Weedle. It's just a different way of spelling Weedle. Well, the people in chat, I had two of them came up with the exact same spelling, the wife and one of my friends. And they came up with the exact same spelling on their own, and this is kind of how it played out right here. I'll spell it your guys' way. You both first instinct type the exact same way, so we'll go with this. To me, that says Weddle. I love it. All right. There we go. Got us a Caterpie called Weddle. All right. Well, I'm going to end the first part here. In the next video, we will make our way through Viridian Forest and get ourselves ready for Brock. If you made it through to the end of the video, thank you for watching and hanging out. It means a lot. Please drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want to see more. It would really mean a lot. I'd be appreciative. If you want to watch the Nuzlocke Challenge live, check out my Twitch. The username is Golan the Roast King with no spaces. I stream my Nuzlocke Challenge on Tuesdays, and I play Rocket League on Wednesdays. So again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace!